Us.
Dojo, it's in session. Ushion, Usenpai. Hello, followers, viewers, commentators, questioners, forwarders, people that saved the video to watch it later. Salute to you all. Salute to all martial arts enthusiasts, no matter what discipline they have under their belt. To those that want to participate and can't. To those that have participated and want to find their way back, this is a safe haven for you all. Welcome to Open Topics with Don Armando, Martial Arts Edition. I am your co-host, Renshi Pete. I represent the Lion's Paw Martial Arts System, which is a mix of Kyokushin, Seido, Jiu-Jitsu, Marine Corps Martial Arts, Vijitsu, and you already know, pure devastation. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to give you some insights. Please feel free to interact with us so that we can interact with you. Let's have a blessed night. Let's have a blessed show. Amen.
Amen.
What's goody, brother?
Yes, how you doing, Pete?
I'm all right, man. I'm right here next to Queen Nurse Girl.
Got you.
Yeah, you just burped the mic. Say hi.
Hero.
I sounded faint. Say hi.
Hi.
She's passing out. She's tired. She's like, hi. I'm like, yeah, I don't think the mic picked that up. Hi. I'm like, oh. He's like, say hi. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. 2 dogs. So, you know. There was one I don't, well, I guess that I've been told this before with some pets. Because my brother-in-law's dog is afraid of me. I don't know why.
Oh, Lord.
I guess it's because of the height or something like that. But that dog's bigger. Yeah. And that dog's bigger than me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to Roller Music Uno. My bro.
Shout out.
I wish that StreamYard had like something that I could show the people on Instagram, but I guess it hasn't advanced yet. Yeah. Talking about
everything in due time.
About, cinematography that is 4K. And it's like maybe to the 500 or 700 range. So I might try to get that next month or something like that. For my people on Instagram and on YouTube. If anybody wants to come up on the link, is in the description. Just press it, and you'll actually be on the panel. It's just that easy. Unless if you're in a country that has bad internet, we understand.
See you later. On a radio show.
Come on. Yeah, I'll go with you.
I was telling them to start scooting.
Oh, okay.
You okay?
No.
Okay.
Joey.
All right, be back in 2 seconds. Copy that, brother. Copy that. I, for one, am back. Yeah, we are here. I was laughing. I was basically laughing my face off yesterday because the guy that's gonna open up the school with me, he's a black belt in 2 systems, and a white belt in 1. So yesterday, we're at the school where he's a white belt in that system. I'm technically a white belt in that system as well, but being that I'm already recognized as a Renshi, the Hanshi of the school, she wants to respect that, and I respect that she wants to respect that. So I've already instructed a class or 2 and done this and that. But the funny thing, what I was laughing about yesterday was one of the black belts of her team that she's trained pulls up yesterday to the dojo, and he hasn't been there for a while. So she goes, "Hey, you, welcome back. First thing you're gonna do is spar with this guy, not me, my other homeboy." And he goes, "Why you got me sparring against the white belt?" And bro, I started crying. I couldn't hold it. I just started crying. I started laughing. I'm like, man, little do you know, this white belt's not a white belt. This white belt's about to mop the floor with you right now. So instead of asking him, listen, hey, homeboy, my bad, listen, are you a white belt or you just have that on to fool, right? He goes into the fight with his guard down, thinking that he's just gonna fight a white belt, and my boy just turned around and went ham on him, tossed him around like 2 or 3 times, full-blown commitment tosses. You heard? And the guy gets up the floor, smacks the mat, and goes, "He's not a white belt. He's not a white belt." Had a whole temper tantrum. It was hilarious. In martial arts, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter the rank of the belt that you have. You must show love, respect, and honor to your fellow member. Doesn't matter if they've only been there for a minute. Doesn't matter if they've been there for 1,000,000 minutes. It's one love and one harmony. You know what I'm saying? The respect to each other is mutual, so that no offensive behavior comes out of it, so no foul play comes out of it. Because when people get offended, they get defensive, and then people get hurt. And the dojo is not for no one to get hurt, but to learn how to condition one's body to accept pain if it comes, and to be able to know how to deal with it if need be in a situation where you need to defend yourself. So, that was just hilarious yesterday, man. That's just funny. I couldn't get enough. Every time I thought about it, I started laughing. I'm like, wow. I haven't fully indulged that too much. But yep. That's basically it. I'm telling you, every time we start the show, here come the phone calls. I'll be right back. He's not a white belt. He's not a white belt. Oh, gosh. That's going to live with me for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's raining crazy over here.
I'm back.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I was giving a quick rundown to something that I was laughing about yesterday that I'm still laughing about till now, to this day. I'm going to laugh about it every time I think about it. Something that happened at the dojo that was just hilarious.
Got you.
You know, in basic, you know, the guy that I'm gonna open up the dojo with, he's a black belt in 2 different systems, right? But in the new system, where we've been going to train at, you know, he's a white belt. So am I.
All right.
Only difference is that Hanchi knew my master directly.
Oh,
So
wow.
she wants to honor him by honoring me and leaving me with, you know, the title that I already have. And I
Right.
I respect it, but at the same time, I feel like it's unearned because the knowledge in her system of what they do, even though I might know it, because mostly all karate is the same, there's still some basic moves and routines that some systems do and some systems don't. Like in Goju Ryu, all the katas, all the beginner class katas, the white belt katas, the footwork is different. In Goju Ryu, they do sanshin footwork when they're doing the first few attacks and blocks. Right. And that's something that we don't do in Kyokushin and or in Seido. You know what I'm saying? Sankidachi is when you're standing with whatever foot is forward, right? And you're putting 60% of your weight on that foot, and your other foot, leg, is straight back, right? And you're only putting like 40% of weight on that, right? And that's Sankidachi. That's just a regular stance, attack stance. But the way they're doing it, instead of going into Sankidachi, they're hitting the sanshin foot stance. You know what I'm saying? So I was asking myself, like, why are they doing that? And then I did a little bit of my homework. You know, it turns out that, you know, Miyagi, who was the founder of Goju Ryu Karate, between him and another guy who was a founder of another karate school, the only kata that they were practicing for almost 2 years straight was sanshin. So they know the original sanshin.
Wow.
And then they have like 7 variations of it. And then they added it to the katas, where that's different for other systems. In other systems, we just do the linear traditional movement. No, they do sanshin to do the attacks and or blocks. And I was like, that's interesting. Now, for those that are listening, if you don't know what sanshin is, besides the fact that, you know, you can look it up on YouTube, see the video of how the feet placement is put. Sanshin means third battle. And when we reference the third battle, it's the battle that happened on a boat. Okay? So the way you position your feet is in a way where if the boat is rocking from left to right, you're still standing straight. And if it's rocking from front to back, you're still standing straight. You have balance to all 4 cardinal points. You have balance north and south, and you have balance east and west. Okay, obviously you can't stand with your feet over your feet and make a cross because you're not going to have any power in your balance. But when you put one foot to the side and you turn it 45-degree angle and you take the foot that's in front and turn it 45 degrees angle as well, now you have left, right, and front and back. Now you're perfectly balanced. Now you can generate the power that you need to generate to attack during a boat battle if you're in a boat battle. Now, in its original concept of Sanqing, Sanqing also promotes what we call iron body or iron jacket, which is, concentrating your energy and focusing your breathing to where your skin and muscles are tight in your body, in your torso, your chest, your arms. You're tested. Literally you're getting, tested. Smacked, hit, whatever, and testing your muscles. You're getting pushed as well because you need to be able to withhold your stance of back and forth and or sideways. And then come the Mawashiyukis, which is the circular blocks, and that push that is kind of similar to what, people that grew up with Street Fighter and stuff like that. It kind of looks like an Hadouken. But in actual fact, it's a two-handed move that could be modified to be a two-handed chop, to be a two-handed punch, or two-handed a weapon attack. It's everything in martial arts is modifiable. You know what I'm saying? This is why you need to learn the basics first so that you can see how you modify the basics to create your own common flow. That's basically what it is.
All right. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. As you know, there's certain moves, which I guess in Chinese and which is called dimmak, and in Japanese, I don't know what it is, but maybe you might have more knowledge than me. So, as a martial arts practitioner and Marines, right? There's a move that everybody says that's generic or anything like that, but then they say it's hard to do. So, I recently seen a French movie, right? That this bad guy went up and did this move, the neck snap. So, how true is it that Hollywood will make that joint look easy, and how difficult it is in real life? That's what I want to ask.
All right, good question. When we talk about Denmark, we're talking about stuff that's at a higher mastery level. This is not something that's talked about amongst the white belts, the yellow belts, blue belts, green belts, purple, none of that. Right? Maybe brown belt, but definitely black belt and higher. Now, what Denmark means, it means touch of death. Basically, it's a one hit stunner that if you do it wrong, listen to me carefully. If you do it wrong, you will delete someone. You need to be very careful on how you perform these moves. These moves are supposed to be the ultimate stunner. It's supposed to shock your opponent to where you can walk off and just leave them there. They're bugging out because of the shock, and you just walk off. But if you perform it wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an easy example, and this is a disclaimer. I am not encouraging anyone to perform this move. I am not teaching this move so that it can be used on the next person. I am just simply giving you this information as for a base of education so you can learn and not commit the same mistake that a lot of people are out here committing, thinking that they're martial artists because they know a power move. Okay. Right. Remember that a martial artist is someone who is disciplined and trained with hours of practice, not just doing the same thing, but learning how to perfect oneself and perfecting whatever movement and training that was given to them by their instructors. Now, with that being said, and that disclaimer being read, if you were to Buddha's palm somebody right in the middle of their heart, which is that chest plate. If you Buddha's palm someone and you snap your waist to a certain extent when you hit that Buddha's palm, not only will their heart stop in shock for a couple of seconds, but you can end up breaking a piece of that chest bone, that chest plate. And that little piece of bone or fragments that can come from it will lunge straight into the heart. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So this is why these moves per se were forbidden, and they were put in a book. So all the forbidden moves that can cause actual deletion were put in a book, and they named it Denmark. All the moves that are basically the touch of death. How real is it that you could stick 2 fingers into someone's neck and they're gone? Yeah, that's real. Imagine getting eagle clawed into the throat and someone's pulling out your Adam's apple. I'm sorry to be graphic, but it's that simple.
I've seen that in films, but I've seen that in films, and I've actually spoken to a guy who is Dominican like us, and he's an expert of the eagle claw. I forgot his name, but he's out there in New York.
Rhino?
Something like that. Eagle claw. No, it's not Rhino. It's not Rhino. It's somebody that I met before, like before I left to Philadelphia.
Copy.
He's an expert in the eagle claw.
Copy. So
Yeah.
with our conditioning, especially karate, bro. I mean, listen, I shout out to Kung Fu, man. Y'all conditioning is raw. For real. It's raw.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, the way we condition our fingers in karate, ripping something out, like ripping a piece of skin, it's not as hard as people think it is. And there's certain parts of the body that the skin has less texture, meaning that it's softer and quick to peel off. You might not be able to peel off a piece of my forearm, but you could peel off my ear like nothing.
Wow.
And that same skin that's around the ear is the same skin around the throat. You can peel someone's Adam apple out. You can literally force 3 fingers in there, your thumb, your index, and middle finger, and literally grab the Adam's apple and pull it out. That's ridiculous. So this is why we tell you
that on Rambo.
We tell you to train the body. Wow. Train the body and defend your vital organs. Defend the parts of your body that are thin and can cause more damage. Because no one's gonna punch you in your arm because they see how strong your arm is. No one's punching you in your arm. Right. No one's punching you in the chest. They see how strong your chest is. Mm-hmm. No one's punching you in the leg. People are trying to punch you in your face because of the pressure points of the face. Trying to punch you in your neck because the texture around your neck is thin. And if you punch hard enough into someone's neck, it could swell up their throat, and that's it. They're gone as well. Another Denmark. This is why training is important, so that your body knows when to react, how to block, how to parry, how to dodge, how to move out of line, how to skip out of beam. You need to find a way to not let certain parts of your body get hit. This is why blocking with the arm, taking the hit on your arm, people see it as, oh, that was unnecessary. But guess what? I didn't feel it. And since you connected, the law of jiu-jitsu, you connected, that means I'm connected. Now I'm going to grapple you, and that's it. I'm going to do whatever I got to do from there. Start breaking bones, throw you into a toss, land you on my knee, turn it around, pop the arm off the shoulder, stuff like that. All this is done in martial arts, ladies and gentlemen. It's not brutality. This is what's learned to be able to go out into war, go out to the field and come back home to your family. Or when you're out on the field and you have your family with you and someone tries you and or your family, you need to be able to defend yourself and them. Sometimes it's not going to be, it's going to be a 2-minute fight. Ain't no 2-minute fights over here. Fight's over in 10 seconds.
Mm-mm.
Either you win or you lost, period.
Yep.
That's it. I'm not.
Pretty much.
If you thought you were going to fight Pete for 2 minutes, or like how, because I'm born and raised in the hood, man. They used to say, yo, you and me, too deep right now. 2 minutes, you and me, too deep. I'm like, what's too deep? Oh, we're going to fight for 2 minutes. Bro, it's not going to be about no fight for 2 minutes. You're not going to be able to fend for your life in the next 30 seconds. Oh, what you think you is, bro? I'm like, all right, let's go then. I'll let you take first shot. They get so confident that the first move they want to go for is a giant haymaker, a giant overhand right. I literally catch that in the middle of the air. Hand on the wrist, hand behind the neck, grabbing the shoulder of the shirt, and slam right into execution. Oh, why'd you do that? Yep. It's a fight. Oh, you didn't know that slamming was a part of fighting? Oh, I guess they didn't teach you right. Not everything in a fight's going to be about throwing fists. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in close quarter combat, you don't have space to throw a fist. You literally got to lift your elbow up and bow it out. Straight bows, elbows, boom, boom, boom. Basically.
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, the Denmark. Yeah, that's real.
So about the neck snapping. That's what I want to get across.
That's 110,000% even better. That's 110,000% real. Because it's really simple. There are veins and nerves that go through our bones when it comes to the spinal cord. So severing the spinal cord with that type of neck snap, it also severs those nerves and veins, and it shuts down the rest of the body system. And you know what happens when no response comes back, down, going back up? The brain decides to turn off. Because the whole body works as one system, but there's 2,000 body parts. All right? Receptors of our nerves, sending signals, they go up and down. When it goes down, as fast as it goes down, it shoots right back up from your toes all the way back up to your brain. When there's a stop somewhere, you start to feel pain. Or if it goes down and then it never comes up, the brain decides, oh, since it's not coming back up, that must mean that we're dead. That must mean the heart stopped pumping and we're dead. So I guess I'm going to die too. Brain dead. The brain dies last, unless it dies first. That's wild. So it's really that simple. If there's no response of the nerve system going back up, the brain decides, oh, since the body's, I guess we're not breathing no more. So I guess, I guess it's time to retire. And they shut it down.
Gotcha. Yep.
If it wasn't for that, a lot of people wouldn't have lost their lives. If it was just something as simple as, oh, you tore a few bones and whatever ligaments in your neck. All right, let's restore you. You're good. No, the problem is that no matter even if you restore, since the brain decided that everything is shut down, it decided to shut down. Now the person's going to be brain dead. Now this is not even worth living after that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's in my paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting you know right now, Don, if we're If we're walking anywhere around the world and we're doing interviews or whatever it is that we're doing, because we're not people of evil. It's not like we're gonna go out and do evil to no one. If wherever we're out
Exactly.
anywhere in the world, if something happens to me and I end up in the hospital and I'm on life support because I'm brain dead, you have power of
Right.
attorney to pull that plug, bro. I don't want to be on life support. I don't want to be.
All
My
right.
body should be alive if my brain is dead, because the
Got
brain's
you.
not going to wake up.
Right.
Okay, and so you know what I'm saying. I'm letting you know right now. You got power of
All
attorney. The
right.
dog's barking for you. She heard your voice.
Okay. How's Rogie
Um,
doing?
that's Rogie. She's all right. She heard your voice and started barking. Roof, roof. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I need a machine to breathe. Nah, take me off. I'm good. Send me to the Lord. He's waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's been waiting for
Yep.
me. I flatlined twice. How am I still alive? Only he knows.
Exactly. Yep.
Word. I flatlined twice. I was supposed to be gone a long time ago.
Yep.
What? Long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being it's like what, 17? I was 17 and I got jumped by like 40 something people.
Wow.
And I woke up and the doctor that was there said, I can't believe you woke up. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, well, I don't want to show you a mirror, but you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer right now. I'm like, what do you mean? When I saw myself in the mirror in the bathroom, man, I was like, wow, these guys literally beat me till I was dead, huh?
Damn.
So I got jumped to my death. And the Lord said, nope, it's not like that. So I woke up.
Wow. Was that
Yes.
in New York or in San Pedro?
This was in New York.
Yeah.
This was in the 90s. This was crazy times.
Trust me. We know.
Oh
That's
man.
when people was getting razor tagged and everything like that.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one time I flatlined. And then I flatlined when I got hit with that ricochet in the face. I flatlined as well.
Yeah.
And I'm hey yo, I'm still here. Like, what happened?
Right.
Who said what? Who's pumped up to get slumped up? Yo, that's crazy. That's
Yep.
wild, bro. Like, some people want to act like they hard and stuff. I don't want to act like nothing. I just know that I'm alive because the Lord said so. That's it. It's not because I'm tough, not because I'm strong, not because I trained, none of that. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? My love for martial arts is just a level under of how much I love the Lord for saving my life and saving my father, saving my grandfather. You know, I'm talking about two men that were generals in their own rankings. You know what I'm saying? My dad was a boxer. Not my dad. My grandpa was a boxer, Papito La Bestia. All right, from San
Wow.
Pedro. All right, and grandpa was no joke. Grandpa would hit you with the one hitter quitter, and so fast you don't even know how he hit you. You just know that you got hit because your body's on the way to the ground. You're like, what the hell hit me? Yeah, that was grandpa.
Just like my father, like my father was like 60 or 70. Somebody in Kosovo tried to disrespect him. And this was funny, right? I didn't know the story until it was like somebody that went up and told me the story, right? Somebody from the Familia clan, right? So
Yeah,
somebody from the Familia clan was like, yo, like, oh, you're the son of so and so. So he went up and he told me about the fight, right? He was like, yeah, your father. He was like, he went up and he knocked down somebody. He knocked down somebody with just one punch. I was like, I've always heard that my father he never lost a battle, but I went up and I asked my dad. I was like, "Yo, Dad, what happened?" Because I'm hearing stuff from Consuelo that you knocked out somebody. He was like, "Yeah, it was nothing." But then
Word.
and
Yeah.
then his lady told me the story that there was a guy that went up and tried to disrespect him and everything like that. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's go into a fight." My dad went up and hit him in the stomach, and this guy just went down. I was like, "Dag."
It's applesauce after that. Some people aren't trained to take a punch in the stomach like that. Them gut punches will set you straight, or they'll show what type of demeanor you really have.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Yeah, my dad was a brown belt in jiu-jitsu when he was learning. He could have been a black belt, but I don't know who his teacher was. So that was like way in the 70s and such. So it was just that he taught me some few moves that I think I have a recollection of. And Sombra, he's an expert in jiu-jitsu too. So when he went up and I was like, "Yeah, my father went up and did this," like, "Oh, that's the joint that he taught me." So yeah,
That's it.
you got yeah. Yo, I'm surprised that did your father know my father?
That is a possibility. Yes,
Hmm.
that's a big possibility. Yeah, because we have family in Consuelo, so forget about it.
Sure. Trust
Family in
me.
Consuelo,
It's
family in
either
Angelina, all that.
yeah. I know for a fact that it was like when I was 16 and everything like that. I was talking when it was when AOL chat, when AOL Messenger
Aim.
was the
Yeah.
thing, right? Yeah. So I went up and I got AOL Messenger, right? Well, my mom got mad at me because of a little while because it charged or whatever. I didn't know it at the time. Anyway, and I was using my homies. I was under like my homies account, right? So when I was on AOL Messenger, right? I met this guy, and we were talking about Soriano, right? So I was like, hold up. I thought that Soriano was from Consuelo. They was like, nah, man. Soriano from Quisqueya. I was like, oh, okay. And then when we were talking, he was like, yo, what's your last name? I was like, I'm a Robles. He's like, me too. I was like,
Right.
word? After a while, my father confirmed, like, yeah, y'all cousins. I was like, wow. Shout out to Young Sosa, by the way.
Shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my usual list of suspects at? I haven't seen no movement.
Uh, I hear you. Maybe. I mean, sometimes, people might be busy.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Francis Belliard's birthday the other day, so shout out to him.
Dello mio,
I went up
Franci.
and I called him. I was like, yeah.
Franciquito. I remember when he was a little kid, man. We used to play Nintendo all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, someone threw their fire alarm out their window, and even though it landed on the
Yeah.
first floor, it's still on and it's still
Yeah.
beeping. Very, very, very annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember I did that last time, and I really had to run downstairs and go pick them up just because I couldn't take the sound anymore.
Got you.
Yeah, I couldn't take it no more. I ran downstairs, picked them up, just deactivated them completely, and that's it. Just put them all in the bag, call it a day.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So how's everyone? How's everyone at the house?
Everybody's it's me, my lady. I had some face cream that just gave me allergic reaction. So, I'm looking like I got into a fight and everything like that, but I ain't gonna go show myself. But I'm just chilling with that. But other than that, I'm good.
All right.
I don't know if you ever knew this person, but they say that another person passed in San Pedro too. It happened like on the 19th. Um, and paz descanse Ernesto Romero Astacio, also known by the apodo Netico.
Ocasio. He was a National Guard.
I don't know, but I'll tag you on Facebook so
Ernesto
you can
Ocasio. That
find
reminds
out.
me of something. Alia Neto. Yeah, that reminds me of a guardia that I knew over there.
Right. Well, I tagged you on Facebook, so therefore you know.
Copy. I'm checking out right now. That's the beauty of having two phones and a laptop. Just stay resourceful.
Yep.
Netico. That's someone my dad knew. That's for sure.
All right. Yeah.
Let's see
Me
if
and
I
my
can get.
wife might see the
Oh,
next Karate Kid in the movie theater. I don't know.
Belial. Oh, yeah, that's the other guy. There's two of them. This is the other Belial. There's two of them. There's one de Barrio Duarte.
Hmm.
I'm saying que vive, a cruzar del parque. Then there's another one that he lives um, frente a frente donde vivía Luis Mercedes.
Yeah.
Right. The other one is the younger one. I know him more closely. This Belial, I know him,
Yeah.
but we don't know each other that profoundly. He's he knows more my cousin
He's the ex
Rigoberto.
manager. He's like the ex manager of Vaquero at the time when he started coming up. So that's where I met him. And it was funny though, right? I was like at my uncle's party one day, right? Because we always have like a family party once upon a time in Brooklyn. I wish we had those still. Anyway, those are guys that my brother was the one that made Vaquero and all this other stuff. I was like, Francis Belliard? He was like, what? I'm like, yeah. You thought that he was saying something. I was like, yeah, I talked to Belliard. And he put him on the phone. I was like, yo, I told him who I was. He's like, oh, yeah. And it was like whenever me and him we always spoke and everything like that. We have a friendship to this day. So, you know. He was like, whenever I come to Miami, we can link up.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I normally don't do this, but today is a lot of people's birthdays. So I just want to send a quick shout out to anyone who is celebrating their birthright today. Happy solar return around the sun. May you have many more.
Yep.
Just to not name all
Shout
the
out to 'em.
people, you know what I'm saying? Just everyone grab a blessing.
Yep.
Let me close this window. I think rain is coming in. Once again, shout out to the person who threw their fire alarm out the window, and now it's bothering everyone in the whole building. When you could have just really threw it down the incinerator or just deactivated it completely.
Sure. Yeah.
Some people just go to extreme lengths and measures to, feel that relief just for 2 seconds. 2 seconds of relief. Like, be quiet, alarm. I remember when the fire alarm used to go off all the time in the house.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So I literally had to dismount them and deactivate them. Like, that's it. You're all deactivated. I just keep one up. Saying my nose is like My nose is like Wolverine, bro. I can smell smoke, fire from a distance. So if there's something going on like that similar in the house, shit, I can smell when the oven is on. My oven is clean. Like I smell when the oven is on just because I'm smelling the hot iron from the oven. I'm like, it smells like hot iron. Is the oven on?
Yep.
Yeah, how'd you know? I'm like, all right.
Yo, is your little prince? He's still doing judo moves on Rogue.
Of course, he ain't never gonna stop.
Oh,
literally gave that dog.
That joint is amazing.
Literally gave the dog a Tayotoshi and just like, I'm like, yo, where'd they go? That's just completely
he just looked and he
disappeared.
was like, yo, whoop. I was like, dang.
That was crazy. That was a scoop. Like, bye bye. I'm like, oh snap.
Yeah, how's Kika doing? How's my little friend
Kiki's
doing?
good. Kiki's good. She's all right.
Yeah.
Yep. She's doing good. Kiko kick.
Yep, Kiko.
Yeah, she's taking a nap right now.
That's good.
Yeah, when that dog is off the leash, she want to run up and down the house all day. I'm like, yo, you don't run out of energy, do you? But then when she takes a nap, she snores. I'm like, yeah, there you go. You do run out of energy. You do run out of energy.
Yo, if it was like my mother-in-law's crib right there, all these dogs are just run out and everything like that. I remember when my mother-in-law bought her house and everything. Like my part-time dog, she used to just run across the neighbors, run near the neighbor because she knew that there was a male dog right there. I was like, you see, I told you.
It be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick question: Are you getting any feedback from that alarm? Do you hear it at all?
I don't hear that alarm at all.
All right.
I mean,
I kind of closed the window. I mean, if I open that window, man, it's like if the alarm was inside the house. So I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
wow, that's one powerful alarm.
It's definitely supposed to get your attention that there's something wrong. These fire alarms be going off as soon as a roach walks into them.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, that part.
Yep. Question.
Yes, sir.
So, what's your next game of attack? You got anybody that's gonna make shirts or anything like that? I mean, or
Uh,
don't. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I have she does embroidery and she
All
makes
right.
clothes and stuff. So I could easily, have her do the embroidery of the geese, the embroidery of the belts. What the belts
All
are
right.
saying. Um, and I know how to do the iron-on shirts. Like I can do that myself.
All right.
So it's a team effort. Like we're all doing something, and obviously all proceeds go towards funding the dojo for it to progress. After things progress and everything is at a steady pace, then we could use funding to help the community, and that's when it's gonna blow up for real. That's when government grants come in because it's like, oh, you're training kids for free. Well, here's some money. Now you don't have to train them for free. We're like, woo, cool.
Okay.
I um I spoke to I spoke to three different people. One was someone that does after school programming for the DOE in New York. They're very
All
big.
right.
And then I spoke to
Mm-hmm.
another group of people that they're also like a big time summer camp slash summer school slash board of ed branch. And what I spoke
Right.
to them about was about making or giving them a karate curriculum so that kids can start learning self-defense and you know all that good stuff. And
Right.
everybody, of course, immediately everyone jumps on the idea like, oh yeah, that sounds great. But we need to see this, we need to see that, and there's always a bunch of yellow tape or red tape that everyone wants to see or verify, and that's fine and cool and dandy. But some paperwork takes time to come from other places. Like I got paperwork coming from Japan that's not here yet. I got paperwork
Right.
coming from other places and it's not here yet.
Got you.
Still got to go to PA and do this ID thing because that's the only way around it.
Okay.
New York has gotten too stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, when you do that, just let me know. So therefore, me and my wife could arrange anything for you. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I'm definitely gonna let you know. I know I have an event coming up in the next week and a half, and
Mhm.
I don't know when my next event's gonna be after that, but I should have some kind of bus money to be able to go back and forth.
All
So
right.
with that, when that happens, I'll hit you up and we could start running some paperwork or whatever, and then use that as, the go-tos for getting this ID situated.
Right. But
Just to
before
not
that,
get into
I'm trying to. The first thing that I think that we might have to try to do is change change your address or something if you can, because as long as you get because the requirements is that you have to have like 2 sections of mail coming to you at an address, so therefore you could get that real ID and such, because
right.
I was telling my wife because she asked on that joint too. I was like, I was been telling her like, yo, got to go around and do that because we got to make moves if we like
Right.
trafficking and everything like that. So it's a good thing I went up and I listened to my Jamaican homie telling me that. So I was like, yeah, I did that already.
That's it. That would be it. Well, one of the very, I don't want to get into details on it online. We will, we'll talk about that on a side note. But
Got you.
yeah, I know what's going to work because it already worked in Florida. And Florida and PA are the same thing.
Got you.
They're the exact same thing,
Mm-hmm.
except that people talk different.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the kids is still up playing video games. Yep.
Yo, how's your cousin doing?
Which one, my brother?
The one that I spoke to.
Oh, Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's doing good. He's doing good. Yeah, bro. I got about 1,000 cousins, so when I hit when people
Yeah.
say, "Oh,
I hear you. I hear you.
yeah, how's your
That's
cousin?"
why I said the one that you talk to, because
I'm
I
like,
got like
which word?
because I got like 1,000 cousins too.
For real, bro. Like,
Let-
sheesh.
Yeah. I was like, I was telling my wife, I was like, throughout my mom and pop side, I actually thought we were small. But then after Facebook and everything like that, I linked up to like 400 to 1,000 cousins on my mom
Yeah,
and dad's side. And then I got cousins. And then you know what's funny is that shout out to my cousins in Michigan, right? My
shut up.
cousins, right? They started your Cartucho. Shout out to you too. So my cousins, right? They live in Michigan. So they started dating, right?
Oh,
And it was like, oh, like there was like, well, I got a cousin who's well, I'm up from the Robles family. Well, I got a cousin who's Robles family. And then guess what?
They both
My
ended
name
up
came
being
up
your
in the
cousins.
mix. Yeah, meaning that one is my second cousin, right? And the husband's my third cousin. So they have children already. I was like, my cousins.
That's
Me and my
wild
sister,
sauce.
me and my me and my sisters was just talking about. I was like, yo, those children are like our cousins twice and stuff. I'm like, yeah. I mean,
I mean,
it's like that in World War II.
technically they're your fourth and fifth cousins
Yeah,
because your cousins are your second and third cousins, so their kids are your third. No, they're your third and fourth cousins. Wait, they're second and
yeah.
third. So yeah, third and fourth.
So it'll be third and fourth. Yeah,
Listen, I don't. How people will normally be like, "Oh, disgusting, ill." Blah, blah, blah. Instead of trying to cast judgment, understand that in ancient times, this is how tribes was built. All right, the Ortega
yep.
family of Bani, or not Bani.
Mm-hmm.
Apologize. The Ortega family from Salcedo. There's a whole
Mm-hmm.
barrio that it's only Ortegas. There's Ortega, 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 Ortega. Yeah,
Wow.
it gets crazy. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
they're just all Ortegas.
Wow.
There's
Well,
a good 400, 500.
if I ever stuck in Salcedo, if I ever stuck in Salcedo and there's Ortega, you just tell them I'm a friend of the family. I'm allied to the family. Always.
Yeah, just tell them tú eres amigo de Pedro, el nieto de Alejandro Ortega. And they'll be like, who's Alejandro Ortega? The guy that had 32 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, sí, Alejandro. That's it.
Yep.
Grandpa had 32 kids, bro. That's wild.
Yeah.
32 kids from
Shoot.
four women. They
That's a
all
good.
lived in his house.
Wow. Dad.
Talk about a legend.
Shoot.
Talk about a
Yeah.
legend.
Yep. RP to Cisco, man. He was one of the pillars of the New York movement. So sad that he had to go out that way, and he didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Yeah. I just hope that justice be done for his family and everything like that, because the way that he moved and everything like that. I mean, me and him, we always used to talk like back and everything like that. He did his own thing.
Yeah.
Um, you know, things. So just for him to go out like that, I was just like, I didn't know the details of what happened. People was asking me. I was like, I don't know. I'll get to it. But then when they plastered that joint on the newspaper, I was like, yo, he didn't deserve this at all, man.
Wrong place, wrong time.
ESP ESP 51 all, yeah. ESP 51 all day, man. Still rocking it, man. Since '08. Even though I'm not, even though I'm not gonna go around and say, oh, I was a part of this now, but I've been I've been known about it. So it's ESP 51 forever. And that's all I gotta say.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, another question.
Yes, sir.
And this is a hypothetical one, all right?
Hit me.
Because, all right, let's just say if the United States will try to, off a whim or anything like that, they'll try to ban martial arts.
Wow.
'Cause-
That would be bad.
Yeah, yeah. What would, if theoretically, what would be your escape plan if that were to happen?
Well, I mean, I don't need an escape plan. I'm from DR. I'm out of here.
Got you.
Now, if they were to ban martial arts and the martial arts community stands up as a family and goes to the White House, there's going to be a lot more people there than what they think.
Mm-hmm.
The martial arts community is deeper than what it looks. Just because you don't see us in the street practicing, it doesn't mean we don't exist.
Pretty much.
The Goju Ryu School of Harlem has about 400, 500 kids. So imagine all the other schools
Right.
that are around.
Yep.
And there's at least 100 schools in New York.
Mm. Yep.
So it can get technical real quick. This is just the city. We're not even talking about, all the other states that have schools. I'm saying the martial arts community becomes one family and comes together against DC. Yeah, something's gonna happen. Some mountains are gonna be moved.
Yep. Wow. So technically, I went up and I Googled how many martial arts places are in Philadelphia. Is 126.
126. Now let's just say they all have a bad reputation and there's 20 students in each one. 126 times 20. Now let's multiply that by 50 states. That's already a nice number of people going to march.
Yep.
And we're not even doing real ballpark numbers. We're just talking about, keeping it simple. Let's just say they have 20 students, which I'm pretty sure they have more.
Right.
Because like I said, there's schools that have 200, 300 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Saying there's schools that have 400 adults. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if the martial arts community were to come together as one, that ban would be lifted faster than that TikTok ban.
Yeah. And in New York, it says it's listed over 240 schools. Wow.
Right. 240 schools. Let's keep it simple. Let's just say there's 10 kids in each one of those schools.
Yep.
240 times 10. Now let's make that 50 states. It's still a nice chunk of people.
Yep.
And
Los Angeles got the largest ones. It's like 44,339 martial arts studios. I was like that.
What?
But they say it's like 404. It's like 44,339 martial arts studios within the United States itself. Whew. I'm like that.
I'm doing a quick search too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Whew. Oh gosh. Oh my Lord. This is what Google has to say. Well, not Google. Bing. There are 21,539 martial arts schools. About 3.9 million martial arts practitioners alone in the USA. Imagine 3.9 million people walking up to the state capitol talking about you have to lift up this ban. Or we're going to occupy Wall Street like Wall Street's never been occupied before.
Right.
Yeah. Not to be intimidating, but it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary. It's going to be scary, my friend. They're going to be like, now lift that ban up faster than they lifted that ban. Trying to do Boomhauser from King of the Hill. Man, they're going to lift up that. They're going to lift up that band faster than they lift that TikTok band. I'm telling you with them martial arts, man.
Yo, Dad. Yo,
Fue ahí cuando se sintió el verdadero terror. Quisieron poner un ban en las artes marciales en Estados Unidos, pero se juntaron más de 3.9 millones de artes marciales juntos y dijeron, no podemos tener eso aquí. Fue en ese momento cuando los Estados Unidos sintió el verdadero terror. That is it, man. Yep. That is it. Mm-hmm. All right. Which one of my phones just vibrated? This one did. What is it, Black Cat? Hi. 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 You want to say hi? You want to have 15 minutes of fame? Come here, Black Ninja Cat. Yeah. Oh, hold on, Mama. Hold on. Hold on. Hi. Yeah, she's right in front of me, but I can't put the camera on her. Hi.
Got you.
What's wrong, Mama? You okay? You okay? Yeah, okay. Let me see if I could put the camera on and just show the cat. Hi, Miss Momo. Say hi. Say hi.
Yeah. Wow.
Meow.
Yeah. Yeah, Tuxedo's cat right in back of me.
The gray cat is right over there chilling too. They're just all in sync here. They're just chilling. One big happy family. Guinea pigs, cats, and dogs all in harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And the turtles too. None of them bother the turtles when the turtles are walking around.
Nice.
No. I know this isn't urban stories, but I was laughing at the video of Papoose explaining what happened with Easy, the block captain, and all this other stuff. I was laughing my butt off.
Nah. So to segue about that, right? How the heck I was on the bus one day, right? This was before anything was anything. So the guy who was with Easy the block captain, because Easy the block captain's from Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Um, he went up and he told me the whole get down, right? Because he was there, and they were saying that Papoose was almost going to get blasted after that encounter with Easy the block captain.
Yeah, I bet.
But then but then Easy the block captain was like, nah, we don't do that. So we're about to get the bag, and technically, I guess he got the bag now. And to me, which is funny because people were saying photo dump and everything like that. I'm like, yo, we were just talking. Like I was talking to the guy. He's like, yo, that relationship is over. And he was saying that I was there when Papoose was right there. He knocked him. He knocked him clean out. This is Easy the block captain's man telling me this on the bus.
What's crazy is
Like
that the
that.
tabloids are saying Easy to knock off the block captain. And I'm like, yo, why they got to disrespect him like that?
Well, hey, that's what he did. He just went up and knocked him out.
That's what
I mean,
happens.
yep.
I mean, listen, I saw the live with Papoose and what he said, man. That he was more discouraged that the guy wasn't willing to fight back. Like, my man, like you just got knocked out. Get up and fight.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah,
So,
it's like with me, right? I think they just need a divorce, all right? And they need to stop dragging people's children into it. They was like, oh, that Papoose is ashamed of his LGBT son or whatever. I'm like, yo, we're gonna go over there. Like, come on.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like with me, right? Because Rummy is actually from Castle Hill, which is north of Soundview. Well, depending on
Right.
how you actually look at it. But then again, if you look at Soundview projects and Castle Hill projects, you can actually walk over there. I did, but
That's crazy.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is just crazy. Too many things going on. Like always. This is America.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm. Mm. In other news, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it or anything like that, but they say that a certain person got pardoned by Trump.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you on WhatsApp
Copy.
because you know. Yeah, I just texted you right now.
Oh, wow. That's long overdue.
Yeah,
That was long overdue. Hopefully, he goes back and uses his influence to correct a lot of the mistakes that his followers have made and done.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. I just found that out like it was like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock today. I was like, wow. You know, like what Kanye was doing worked.
Yep.
Hmm. No, but one thing which had me laughing, right? When Kanye was dissing John Legend, he said that this guy smelled like potato salad or something like that. I was like, wow.
Leave it to Kanye West to say something wild like that.
Yep.
Kanye. And Kanye.
Yep.
I was talking about that with someone today about where's through the wire Kanye, He's missed
Yeah.
right now. Where's Jesus walks Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Like what happened?
We don't know what happened, but a lot of people are not seeing it. But I know what happened. And a lot of people, they could talk about it, they could get angry with him and everything. But a lot of people just don't understand. When you lose a parent, that joint changes you. It could change you for the good. It could change you for the bad. But it's a struggle, man.
Oh wow. I just
Yeah.
saw I just saw an ad. I think it's fake, but it's an ad for a pre-cracked egg. No messy hands, pre-cracked egg. The egg is already cracked inside of a plastic toy egg. All you got to do is crack it open. Just heat and serve. I don't know. That sounds like sounds cancerous to me. Like the whole purpose of that shell is to protect those liquids. You know, come on, cat. I tell this girl to get her cat. She ran away from you. There she goes. Wonderful. There is silence. That means that even the alarm that was outside finally gave up.
Wow. That's a good thing.
Right?
Switch on how people just say it out there.
You already know with this rain and this stuff, mosquito season has started. I already see I got a couple of bites on my arm that I don't know how I didn't see that mosquito fall on my arm. Because once you're DR trained with mosquitoes, you take that knowledge with you everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like you can say you're from here, but the mosquitoes they'll tell you, yeah, you ain't from this hood. I was like, Dad, how did you know?
Mosquitoes in DR are way more relentless than here. Like they don't
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
they don't just wait to land on you and then bite you. No, they be biting you before they land. Like, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Homeboy came back like the return of Sean Connery.
Sure. Yep. There's one video I missed somehow. Because Sean Connery, that was the quintessential man. What I guess certain people wanted to be, like James Bond and such.
Right.
And you was a black belt too, technically.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Sean Connery, Sean Connery's been around the block, bro. He was definitely a awesome James Bond.
Yep.
You need to see the epic rap battles of history. Shout out to Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd. Epic rap battles of history. They did a what was it? It was sheesh. They did James Bond versus what was the other spy? Don't remember. Austin Powers.
Wow.
Right? So then they start rap battling, right? And once double O says something that's, you know, per se old school, the old school 007 comes out. And the guy that comes out is someone, you know, personifying the 007 of Sean Connery. And I'm like, yo, amazing. They did a great job, like always.
Yep.
I might have to find it real quick and send it to you.
Got you.
Let me see. Trump also pardoned NBA YoungBoy.
Wow.
Rapper NBA YoungBoy got pardoned by Trump. Donald Trump's like, I don't just pardon myself, I pardon people everywhere all the time. Yo.
Yeah.
Share. Just give me the copy. I will copy that. And I will go straight to my WhatsApp. It's right here. And then I will paste that right here, like bow, and then bow. There you go. It's about maybe 3 minutes long. It's worth a 3-minute mute, so you can go check that out real quick.
Got you.
For real.
Yo, that's funny.
Yeah, it's the bars for me. Epic Rap Battle, man. They really put a lot of work into their bars.
Yeah.
And then the personifications of how they play these roles, they be hitting it on cue, man.
Yeah.
Check that video out. You're gonna be like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm checking it out. I'm checking it out right now. It's funny. Wow, you just came out hard the first thing.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Yo, Austin is actually coming out hard though.
Yeah, he got some bars. I mean, he's joking, but he got bars.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yo, when he said Swedish pumping, that had me laughing.
That's when the Sean Connery James Bond comes out. That's when it gets hard.
Yeah, I see that.
You know, playing, man.
Yo.
I should call you Bond. Go, Bond. So what's funny is that a lot of people don't know that Gold Bond is just is foot powder or body powder. So it's crazy.
That is, that is funny. That when he goes and he smacks on Austin and the other Bond, that joint is funny.
Can I get back in my rap, please? Rap these, you velvety hack. Jeez.
Yeah.
I know it by heart, bro. I've seen them too many times. I know them by heart. The bars, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to swing, but Dr. No means no, baby. Yo, it's the bars, bro. The bars.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then that classic Sean Connery, 007 Bravado. I'm all in. I'm ready to die any day that you want. I love that. They nailed that to the cross right there. That was epic. I love that part. I'll say, oh wow, there you go. That's that cool Sean Connery attitude that everybody loves or loved.
Yeah, as you know, in these YouTube streets, you got certain people who are, they're trying to get at Jose and, George or and everything like that. And to me, it's funny because it's to the point that insults is just getting very pathetic. You get what I'm trying to say?
For real.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets boring after a while eventually.
Well, pretty
Like
much.
even in the military, the way the drill sergeants train us, they're cursing at us all day. And that's not because they want to. It's literally giving us psychological warfare to make sure that we don't crack under pressure, that we stay, stern in what we're doing. So when I come out to the streets and I see civilians trying to curse at me or diss me or trying to provoke me to do something, I just look at them like, you can turn that smile upside down.
Yep. Because at first there was a guy that I was working. He was like, "Ladies," I was like, "What?" But then again, when I watched them, when I was talking to a Marine, it's like that's how they actually do certain stuff. That's how they actually adjust certain people. I was like, "Oh, okay, got you."
Man, the way they talk to us before earning our EGA, like the first weeks of boot camp, before getting the title of Marine, they treat you like garbage. Once they pass you the EGA, then they start treating you like a brother. But before then, you're garbage. You can't pass basic training. They don't even want to talk to you.
Dag.
They'd be like, it's nothing to talk about. I'm like, word? Sheesh. If you want to file a complaint, go to the captain's office. I'm like, right. It's wild, man.
Yep.
A lot of the leniency has changed, though, because a lot of the strictness has changed due to certain things, but the Marine Corps will always be one of the most strictest branches in the service ever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was seeing some new conditionings that they have going on in the Army, and I see that Army people are allowed to rock their phones while they're out during training and stuff. I'm like, what? I'm not allowed to rock no phones. No, you're allowed to have your phone. It doesn't matter who you call. I'm like, what? It wasn't like that before. Before, it took a week before you could make a phone call.
Sure. I'm like, shoot. I knew that dude was strict, so I'm like, yeah. Whenever your homies call, they can just call. That's it, because you might be somewhere else. Might be in
sending letters out. That's all there was. The occasional phone call once every 2 weeks or once a month, and then sending letters out. That was it. Now you're allowed to have a cell phone on deck, and doesn't matter if it's through training. What? We're not allowed to have no cell phone during training. You know how many times they used to splash us through the water? That's the end of your phone. Like there's literally obstacles and stuff that you have to jump into water. You have to get back up and drag yourself through this and crawl through this and climb that and then jump through the water again. So yeah, everything is slippery. Everything is tedious. It's tedious for a reason. because you might find yourself in that situation and you need to be able to know what to do. Period.
Pretty much.
Yep. That's what's going on.
If you were to go to a cruise, which cruise line would you go to?
May I have some options, please?
Would you go to Royal Caribbean, Carnival, or Virgin?
Wow. Royal Caribbean, I've heard a lot of good reviews about. And Virgin,
Yeah.
isn't Virgin the people that have Virgin Mobile and the Virgin store where they sell music and stuff?
Yeah.
They got a cruise line now? I don't know. That might be nice.
Yeah, they do.
That might be nice.
Yep.
I remember when my homeboys used to sell their mix CDs and stuff right in front of Virgin Records. I used to laugh. I'm like, people are coming here to buy real CDs, right? And you're over here just bootlegging your own material.
Dag, I know, right?
It is what it is, though, man. Every one of those sales count, even if it's just $5. You know what I'm saying? That's studio time for the next session, and mastering, all that other stuff. A lot of people don't know that to become an artist is not hard. What's hard is the follow up. Everything else that needs to come from it. I'm saying if you're not a beat maker, you know what I'm saying, if you're not an audio engineer, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have a hard time just because you're gonna need a producer 24/7 who can make you beats or whatnot. You're gonna need an audio engineer that can record your stuff every time you need it. It's not that it's not easy, because there's one in plenty of many, you know what I'm saying, that are out here making beats and people that know how to audio engineer and produce. But a lot of these people are not in the public, letting the world know that that's what they do. So it's not that we're hard to find. It's that most people like me that produce beats and stuff, every time, as soon as we say that we make beats, people want to ask for free beats immediately.
No, I ain't like that. I'll be the one that be like, yo, how much you charge? That's it.
Well, where you got any free beats? I can give free beats. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like saying, hey, you got any free time you can spare so you can sacrifice it to me? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I could sacrifice some time to help you grow and, give you some pointers, but it mostly takes hours upon days to sometimes a week to a month to finalize what I call a perfect beat. And you want me to just sacrifice all that time and just put it in your hands, and then boom, it becomes a banger. And then what? Oh, you forgot all about me, didn't you? Nice, very nice. That's not nice, man. That's not nice at all, man. Oh,
Nope.
so now when it comes down to having a team, that we're a street team, we're a group, and I know everyone on the team, and they know me, and we have that bond. I don't mind sacrificing a beat every now and again for the team because I know the whole team is going to eat. But people just coming up to me, oh, you're a producer? Hey, you got any beats for free? I mean, I would have been like, if you would have asked me that back in the days when I used to live for the world, I would have said, I'll beat you up for free.
Yo, I've heard that several times.
Word. You got any beats for free? I'll beat you up for free. Word is bomb. I feel like this has lost its sense of appeal, so I deal. Stay away from crabs that might squeal. Banana on the extender, so you know it don't peel. It might rip about 50. So I don't know how you feel. Freestyling for the street. Street sweepers are sweet. Getting the next tea ready because this tea has lost its flavor.
Yeah, I need to go and I need to get this tea. I need to breed another tea too.
Yeah, bro. Oh. Thank you. I hate when I got my tea and then all of a sudden it's like it loses its flavor like bubble gum. I'm like, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
It's not what I signed up for. I see some ace bandages up here. Ooh. Oh. Technically, I'm back to doing house training again. So now I'll wake up and no matter how much pain I'm in, throwing 100 punches and 100 kicks.
Yep.
Just to start off, my plan of recovery is putting myself to white belt and retraining myself back to black belt and reconditioning my body. So I'm just doing 100 a day till I reach back how I was, but I was doing 1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Thousand punches, 1,000 kicks. It'll transform you, I'll tell you that much.
It will.
That's for sure. Alrighty. So yeah. Now, to the shocking discovery of some, or to most, a lot of the members of the Wu-Tang Clan don't really know martial arts. They were just inspired by martial arts movies.
Yeah. The only one that actually actively participated in the martial arts is the RZA. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yo, put two in there from the Sons of Shaolin. Wu-Tang Clan strikes again. The RZA, the Jizza. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was just crazy. That was like, to put it in a level of magnitude, that was like the passing of the torch from Sugar Hill Gang to Wu-Tang Clan. You know, shout out to all the other hip hop groups that came out, like Naughty by Nature and Onyx. You know what I'm saying? All these people were crazy. But the Wu-Tang Clan had a lot of members packed in together.
Yep.
A lot of their songs were based off of 8 different people jumping on a mic. That's amazing. The way they made that work, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Wu Chronicles, you know, what we call the non-mainstream CDs. There's a lot of non-mainstream Wu-Tang Clan songs that are more famous than the songs that are on mainstream.
Yep.
And a lot of these people individually, man, Method Man blew up, bro. Method Man blew up. They all blew up, like, per se, in their own way. Ghostface, you know what I'm saying? You know, Capadon, those people. But Method Man blew up in a way that the Method Man Redman ordeal was wild.
Yeah.
La 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 la. They went nuts. And then there was one that Method Man did with Busta Rhymes. That was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it was crazy, man. I haven't heard that song in a minute. I'm gonna have to hear it after this.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to listen to the second Wu-Tang album. Cause shoot, that joint when it came out in 1997, like whenever my sister had it, I just listened to it.
Let me see if I find it real quick right here on YouTube and show you which one it is. Yeah, here it is. Found it. What's happening? You know, boss, I have to come see you guys. It's good to see you guys. All right, let me paste that right here. And then send it like here. And there you go. It's sent to your WhatsApp. Yo, question. Have you heard from Toro lately?
What'd you say?
Have you heard from Toro lately? Toro Ocho?
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, I haven't felt his presence in the group chat, so you know, leave it to me to be worried about my brothers.
I hear you.
Shit, automatically, you know.
I mean, of course. I mean,
how's Homeboy doing? The guy that was here last time, and the guy that was here before the other guy last time.
You talking about Starks, and you talking about you talking about the Wushu guy, and you talking about the guy from Tampa.
Right.
The guy from Tampa is doing good. You know, I spoken to him and everything like that, and we were just talking. And remember that movie that we were just talking about that it came out like in 1985? Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you knew it, but you didn't. So, you know,
Yeah, I
it
know.
was
I
like,
never seen it. You sent it to me, and I know I ain't never seen that before in my life. I would have remembered that.
yeah. My mom introduced me to that movie. I was like, okay.
Wushu, yeah, the Wushu guy. Yeah, we were definitely blowing up in martial arts knowledge one to each other.
Yeah.
Say,
The,
why
the
you think the elements? Why you think this? Why you think that? It was like, oh wow, like yo, that just cleared my mind of something. I'm like, yep,
yep.
we've been practicing. We've been practicing movement of elements this whole time. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
moves
As,
that.
as,
Go ahead, brother.
as far as the other guy, Dog Soldier, he's good. The Philly Wushu guy, I spoke to him like maybe 2 days ago. He's all right. So, you know, hopefully I'll try to get another guest that I've been wanting to get. So we have to stay tuned for next week, hopefully, for that. Oh,
Yeah.
you talked to Maestro Santana?
Not
Because I think in the
necessarily,
group chat.
but I definitely saw him in the group chat.
Yeah, because this is what I was thinking. I was thinking whenever I come to New York, right? I got my camera and everything like that. We could actually schedule an interview and such like
That's
that
cool.
with Maestro Santana. Yeah,
That would be cool.
yep.
That would be cool, actually.
Yep. Oh, Ferdo. Okay.
What's going on for us?
Us.
I don't need time anymore. I already mastered the level. Bam, bam. You're welcome, sweetie. Yeah, one of the eldest came to me with a puzzle question on her phone, and she said, "Can you solve this for me? It's on hard mode." I'm like, I don't know what game this is. I don't know what I'm doing, but let's figure this out. Okay, move. She's like, "Oh, you're running out of time." I said, "It doesn't matter. I already mastered this level." And I beat it. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, how'd you do that? And it's your first time playing." And I'm like, "Listen, common sense to me is common. I can work my common. My common sense works."
Yes, it does.
Ferdo, it's still Wednesday over here, 10:35 p.m. in
Yep.
New York.
Yep.
Would you mind sharing your location and telling us what time it is where you're at?
I think he's in the Philippines or Asia, if I'm not mistaken.
Most likely,
Yep.
because if you're already ahead of time of us, by that many hours, it's 10 something. So if you're ahead of us by an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, yeah, you're definitely. Typed out emojis. That works. Typed out emotes. Yeah. But what you're seeing right there in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen, is how emojis were built. Emojis was never a thing. These things needed to be typed out. So what he's typing out right there are emotes.
Yep.
Red hands, yellow heart, red hands, yellow heart, red hands, yellow heart. Face blue spam shape. Yeah, that's funny. It's tea time. Wow. Yeah, there's a few people that are doing rap battles at a different level that are very, very, very creative and good. Shout out to Verbal Ace, beatboxer from outer space. For his cartoon beatbox battles, they're pretty good. Shout out to Jay Matic. He has the Cat versus Dog beatbox, Mustard versus Ketchup. Craft Singles versus the Three Cheeses. It's the bars, man. It's the bars for me. It is the bars for me and Johnson. The bars are good, very good. If you check that video out, you're gonna laugh, bro. The Craft Single versus the Three Cheeses, bro.
Oh wow.
The bars is crazy. They all the cheeses have their own bars. It's fire. You know what I'm saying? But then at one point the three cheeses come together and they start spitting a combination bar. Wow. I was like, that's crazy. Just when you thought oh, they got Craft Singles beat, Craft Singles just said, I'm gonna turn up the heat. He said, watch me turn on the heat on you three and melt you all into fondue. I was like, whoa. I'm like, okay. I'll send you that link too, man. It's fire. It's fire.
Gotcha.
Talk about keeping hip hop alive.
Pretty much. You know what I've always wondered? I've always wondered if whatever happened like back in the day when it was like the Beijing Olympics and everything, they did an interview with these Chinese grandmas that were doing hip hop. I wonder how they're doing. and I was like, oh, and I was shocked and surprised because recently they showed China Mac. He was doing a show out in China, and they show and the way that they promoted it and everything like that, it made homie look
Yeah.
like somebody from the Han Dynasty. I was like, wow. Their their graphics was another level. So I was like, wow,
Oh, there's a Screwface
interesting.
reaction to this video. I gotta see that. I'm probably
Hmm.
gonna see that as soon as we're done here. Let me send you the video itself.
All right,
I'm gonna leave it on the reaction video. I'm definitely gotta see that after we're done here
got you.
because Screwface is a rap battler per se, and
Hmm.
he also participated in one of the epic rap battles. He did Mansa Musa versus Jeff Bezos. He was Mansa Musa, obviously.
Wow.
So, and the bars is just sheesh.
Hmm. So it's Jeff Bezos is the richest guy whatsoever. I actually thought it was Warren Buffett or Bill or this guy
Gates.
the Facebook Gates. So it looks like that Bezos surpassed him. Interesting.
Bezos definitely surpassed Bill Gates because computers don't sell food.
Right.
So, imagine this is the thing. Windows can sell 15 million computers, but those people that are on those 15 million computers are buying 10 items off of Amazon.
Right.
They just pretty much split even right there. And then you got people that are going to buy food, and you
Yep.
got people that are going to buy this, going to buy that. Other people buy insurance for products. Like Amazon has everything.
Pretty much.
It's just wild, man.
Yeah.
Talk about capitalizing off of not just the open market, but capitalizing off of COVID, period. Everything was Amazon after COVID.
Yeah, and then on top of it, they got Whole Foods and everything. Even though that it was like, oh, you could scan by him. Like, nah, I'm just gonna scan by phone. That's it. I ain't doing none of that hand scanning junk. So what? So the thing is though, the only thing from Whole Foods that I want to see and try is because they had got like some man burger or something over there, like where I'm at in Philly. So I want to
Yeah,
try that one of these days.
cool, 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 cool.
Yep.
Want to get some money flowing to go to Costco's and get some new pans and pots and stuff, and some kitchen stuff that's missing.
Yep.
So every time you move, you end up throwing away stuff that you may need later, but that you don't have space to
Yep.
hold at the moment. So you have to get rid
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. That's true.
So we threw away about like some 30 pots and pans and stuff, and now I'm missing it because it's like, sheesh. I got to count on the
Right.
same rice pot and the same pasta pot and the saucer and the medium frying pan, small frying pan. Like that's it. Before I had 30 something pots and pans. I could do whatever I wanted and still have pots to keep pulling out some new food. Like it's easy for me to, okay, I have rice, I have this, I have that. All right, I'll make a meal. If there's something left over from that meal, I can combine it with something else that I make brand new the next day. And
Right.
whatever the case is, you know, it's good to have not a whole bunch of pots and pans, but a sufficient amount where you're comfortable enough to, that you don't have to, throw something away because you need that pot to use it for something else or whatever.
Right.
But yep, pretty much. Pardon me, throat dry. Yep.
Yep. I'm about to just take it down.
That's cool with me. You know what it is. It's a weeknight, so.
Yep. So Friday, same place, different story. Hopefully, we could try to get Levo on board. You know what I mean?
Lilo be hitting that basketball court every Friday. That's where they be doing private shows. They do private shows on top of, just playing basketball. So, like, they really chill out there. Like, they turn the basketball court into a club.
That's what's up.
So, the only thing I can tell you is we definitely have to make a urban movement Saturday edition to be able to catch Lilo. To be able to catch Lilo and La Templa and most likely Cocoro 23, and put these people there to, interact and all
matter of
that.
fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a Saturday edition. So, I'll let you know and everything like that, how I'm going to structure it and such. So,
Copy.
So, yep.
All right, brother. So, that's it for tonight. Stay tuned next time. You never know what's going to happen. Until next time.
Because this is not improv. This is all improv. You know what I mean?
For real.
We don't plan it. We don't talk about it or anything like that. This is all real time in real life. So,
in real time, for real. So you already know my slogan. Until the next time, stay woke, stay safe, stay vigilant. Don't stop practicing. Don't stop training. Us.